Look into the video. I taped my mouth shut for 30 straight days.
This is not medical advice. It is not a scientific video. This is simply my anecdotal experience of taping my mouth shut every night for the last 30 days. And just as a quick side note, I've actually been doing this for about 9 months, but 30 days does a lot better on YouTube. Now, I'm sure by now most people have heard of mouth tape. It has become very trendy over the last year or so. And given that I am a major mouth breather, my wife voluntold me that I should participate in this trend. And the most common mouth tape I've seen advertised on podcasts and all the marketing online is called hostage tape. Looks pretty cool. It was a little bit expensive for my liking when it's just tape in my mind, so I ended up picking this up off Amazon. I think they sell it at like Walmart and some of the other big retailers. It's not I got any marketing budget behind it, but it seems to do the trick. As you can see, it's really kind of in an X shape, and this chick on the box looks super peaceful. I can't say I'm sleeping that peacefully, but ultimately, it's really easy to use. All you have to do is take it off of the plastic piece here. As you can see, it's in the shape of an X. Put it on your face, just like this. And you can still talk a little bit. You can still breathe out of the sides of your mouth, which I really like. So ultimately, I think it's pretty much all the same stuff. And I'll show you what I think the value is here. Even though you can still kind of breathe, it does a really good job of keeping your jaw shut. So if you're like me, in the middle of the night, usually look like this. So that's where this comes into play. And I'll be the first one to admit that this is the textbook definition of putting a Band-Aid over a bigger problem. The reason that I am such a mouth breather is because I was supposed to get my adenoids out when I was a kid. For whatever reason, our insurance didn't cover it, so it never actually happened. But because of that, I was never able to effectively breathe through my nose, thus the problems that I have today. But ultimately, I was really trying to fix 3 major problems. And those 3 problems that I was trying to fix are snoring, dry mouth, and never feeling rested. Now, personally, I didn't think snoring was an issue, but apparently it kind of was. So let's ask the audience how I'm doing there. The people need to know, how has the snoring improved since starting mouth tape?
It's non-existent.
But how bad was it?
It was pretty bad, but more than that, you were waking yourself up because you'd be like, and then you'd wake up.
So maybe that's why I was never rested.
Yeah, yeah.
Alfredo, he apparently thinks it's a little bit better too. So mouth tape, it was your idea.
If you're a mouth breather, I highly recommend. But if you're not,
who knows?
Wouldn't really help.
Excuse me, sir, you had something to say? It's not a snack. Mr. 10 months old, anything to say? You can't eat that. All my boys just want to eat everything. Now for me, problem number 2 was by far the most annoying and most problematic, which is dry mouth. I would have to keep a bottle of water by my bed every single night, and every day I'd wake up in the middle of the night and chug the entire thing, and usually I would still be thirsty after that. But since I started using mouth tape, I haven't woke up even one time just to get a drink, which I've been doing that for, I would say, a decade at least. I can't remember a time when I haven't had to take a drink in the middle of the night. So if for no other reason, I would suggest mouth tape for that, but it's been a huge improvement, and I think it's directly affected problem number 3. Now obviously, having a 10-month-old and waking up extremely early every single day to work out are going to make you feel a little unrested at times, but I do prioritize sleep. For the most part, I try to get 7 to 8 hours a night, depending on how Griffin is sleeping that night, maybe uninterrupted, sometimes maybe getting up a few times, but even before that, I found myself always lethargic. And again, this is completely anecdotal. I don't have any statistics to back this up. But since using mouth tape, I have found to feel a little bit more rested. And maybe there's something to that. Maybe it's placebo. My scientist wife tells me it's because I'm getting more oxygen to my brain. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, I always have oxygen, right? I don't really know what it is. But even if it is placebo, I'll take it. Now, as far as the downsides, I personally did not really experience any. I don't find it to be uncomfortable. It doesn't bother me when I sleep. It doesn't pull my beard out. That's the #1 question I got from most people. I don't have any issues breathing with it on. It was just one of those things that's kind of second nature after you get used to it. Now, if you look online, there are people that say that there are some risks to it. I'll let y'all do your own research, but for me, it has been very, very safe. I'm sure everyone can relate. Your dog takes up the entire bed and you're stuck in this little corner. But I do want to mention one downfall I forgot about earlier is that Megan really likes to make out with me every night. So when I put this on, it makes it really hard for her. So she does complain about that. But do you think the good outweighs the bad? She just giggles. Another sleep hack, I like to wear my night mask so I can't even see my haters in my sleep. Pair that with the mouth tape. It will be some of the best sleep you ever get in your entire life. And for the people that will say, well, aren't you worried about looking funny? Guys, I talk to a camera in public. The last thing I'm worried about is some mouth tape, but we are gonna call it a video, call it a night. Talk to y'all next week.